All right, so here we are again. This is part two. We're at the Lorignal Jail. 1825 is the build date. Last time we were here, we didn't really get a great deal of results. We had a bit of a contamination issue. This time around, it's just a small crowd of us here, and we've made sure to mitigate anything that's going to make contamination happen. Guesting with us tonight, of course, is Wes Coleman from COPS. We're always happy to have him in on an investigation. There's been a lot of investigations that we've worked together on now, and always get a good fun night. So as you can see behind us, there's the jail, here's us, and you'll see the rest of the team.
Lorignal Jail, we're going lights out.
So, your night has started here in solitary confinement.
Did you come from one of the nearby counties?
Où est-ce que tu habites? Dans Hawkesbury? Ou Outaouais? That's the extent of my French, sorry.
I can imagine for all of our French viewers, they're probably going,
Oh, pathetic. I'm trying though.
How much time did you have to spend in this little room?
Is there a statute? I guess it wouldn't have been then, Wes, but a statute for how long you could stay in solitary?
Back then, I mean, for as long as they could. I mean, there was no rule as to how long. When I first started in 1995, you could go for 30 days. Now they don't have segregation. They've eliminated it completely.
So this doesn't exist anymore?
No. Is there anybody in here with us right now that can tell us, was it hot or cold in here in the summer and winter? Dans l'hiver, le temps c'est froid ou chaud?
For any spirits here, were you married? Did you have a family? How often did they come to visit?
Yeah, after being admitted, prisoners locked in here waiting to be assigned to a cell may return here for unacceptable behavior and being suicidal or needing isolation after hearing unhappy news.
So we're gonna move forward from here,
Oh, and it's checked at 10-minute intervals.
and if you guys wanna slam the door, that would be incredible.
Well, it's a little cooler in here. So here we go. I'm very unprepared tonight. Well, it's a little cooler in here. Hold on a sec, let's just... That noise, they must know, right?
Yeah.
Like that, it's gotta be a hell noise. And I don't think you'd ever really 100% get used to that noise. We're here in intake. Probably not the most haunted room in the building. I don't think. But
Pretty scary place when you come here for the first time.
that's what I mean. Like, is there like that PTSD almost, you know? Memories? If spirit are walking around this building and are with us.
Just felt like a knock on this bench that I'm sitting on.
Really?
Yeah. just
Okay.
like a,
I'll call that in. For the record, we're here at intake right now, and Wes felt a knocking in the jail cell where he is sitting. Didn't hear it, but he felt it.
is that somebody that was just knocking on this bench here, letting me know that you're here? Are you trying to get my attention? Should I not be sitting in here as a prison officer?
Do you still feel fear on the other side? Or ego or anger, or would you have threatening behavior towards Wes because he's a screw? Or do you not, are you relieved of all that? I'm pretty sure either one of us in here, I mean, you're not gonna have a problem with me because I'm just an ordinary dude. Wes here, obviously you'd be pretty angry with. Maybe you could slam that door. Lock us in here. That would be me.
Even just move it a little bit.
Yeah.
I know it takes a lot of energy, from my understanding to move things. But even a little bit, we'd really appreciate it.
Fiona,
Yeah.
why don't we go over to visitors? That's all. I'll take the video camera and you can go over there. I think prisoners hearing your voice might be interested.
I'm staring at my father right now through this glass. I can't even hear him touching the glass. It's definitely not the same as being face to face with someone. Does it make you hurt? Especially if you think you didn't do anything wrong. Like many offenders, they believe that they are innocent. And I wonder, did it make you frustrated that you couldn't talk to them like you wanted? Especially if your own family didn't visit you because you were upset with your own kids. Did it bother you when you could see people communicating with their family, but you didn't have family visiting you? And I say that as a group home kid, I could only talk to my family. I could never talk to my friends. And that's obviously for the safety of me, but 16-year-old me did not understand that. I thought it was dumb that I couldn't talk to my friends unless I was home. Because, my dad just laughed on the other end and I can only just hear his laugh. And it just doesn't feel like you're actually together.
For context, I mean, here we are, it's lit on this side, but my daughter's on the other side of pretty thick glass, and we're talking basically through a fin down here. And this would be the extent of it, right?
And the privacy, I think I'd be very upset with the lack of privacy. I mean, obviously, you can close a little gate there, but everyone still sees you having a conversation. Everyone hears your conversation.
So can you hear me better if I'm down here like this talking through?
Yeah.
Yeah, so this is how they would probably end up talking to each other, is like,
Which is so demeaning. I couldn't imagine having to go, hi, I miss you, I'm innocent. I did not commit any crimes I'm in here for. And I mean, if they were able to get lawyers, having to yell through your circumstances of your case, definitely an aggravating thing. I committed this because I was drunk, or I was angry, I was bored, no one was listening to me. And looking at that sign, it says 30 minutes max, unless there's no other visitors. And guards have to be vigilant to avoid entry of unauthorized items. Meaning these guards are watching you at all times while you have these conversations. I would hate that. Lack of privacy.
I'm gonna go back in there with them. That's the first time you'll ever hear me say.
Oh, don't leave me!
Think about that. Looking back. What an impactful moment that just was. By the way, there's Sandy watching our DVR camera.
So I can't help you.
And I'm stuck in here forever.
I can't help you. I've done everything I can.
You've talked to the crown, and I'm stuck in here for life.
I'll come visit. But you know over time, it'll be less and less times I come see you.
Because you've started a whole new family.
Uh-huh.
Forgot about me.
Or just, it becomes a pain.
Okay, come on, time's up. Let's go. Back to your cell.
Bye!
Bye.
And I can imagine how you must feel if they're yelling at you like that. Do you feel demeaned?
Come on out.
Do you feel embarrassed that they're yelling at you like that?
That was actually very emotionally disruptive. On both sides of that. Incredibly emotionally disruptive. Impactful. And then hearing that.
Well, yeah, imagine after finding out that your lawyer has done everything they can, you're now in an emotional wreck, and then a correctional officer starts screaming at you, and all that's me kicking the chain with it. Other inmates who are possibly in cells nearby have now listened to that awful interaction that just happened. So I'm currently laying prone in one of the beds of protective custody. This was used originally for women and then transitioned into those who needed to be isolated away from Gen Pop. So apparently little petite Ruth has been heard humming or engaging with those who come or sing.
Start back, really?
It's like a ding dong, like church bells. Still getting over cold and I'm about to register. I wonder why petite Ruth likes the sound of humming so much. Probably, I mean, she's known for her giggly, bubbly personality, so maybe it just fits right in. It's funny that they called her petite Ruth, like, because she was fully grown at that size. So I wonder if she felt, demeaned when they called her that, or if she enjoyed it, being called petite Ruth. Small Ruth.
One of the songs that they might have sang back in the day would be Frere Jacques.
She's been coming in singing.
I heard it, yeah.
Summer Malatina, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Frere Jacques, dormez-vous, dormez-vous. Summer Malatina, ding dang dong, ding dang dong. Well, maybe we'd like to hear a French song from her.
Ruth, are you in here? I've worked with lots of individuals that think like you live, Petite Ruth. Have brains like yours, the way you think. They're the most bubbly people I've ever met. They can have aggression, but generally they're pleasant to be around. Did you know you were different, Petite Ruth? Do you think you were like everyone else? Do you wish you had different help than the way you thought? What were your favorite offenders or inmates to visit? Did you have favorites?
Petite Ruth, s'il vous plaît, chantez pour nous.
Bonjour Ruth, comment ça va? Je m'appelle Fiona.
Feel something, Wes?
Just a bit of a temperature fluctuation. Kind of went by my right shoulder and then dispersed. Cool. Is there anybody in here with us right now? What would this have been like to be in here all the time? Did the prison guards, did they torture you by turning the lights on and off? I mean, when the door is closed, it would be black dark in there. Now, in case you haven't heard yet, but I'm a prison guard. And I'm in your area right now. How does that make you feel?
Violated?
Am I in your space? Do you want me to leave here? Like, I can leave this room, but you're going to have to do something for me. See, around us here, there are things on the shelf. Can you make one of those things fall off the shelf? They're really light. It wouldn't take much energy. I promise I will leave this room if you do that. One of these things here. These are very light. I think they're cups.
Yeah, I think it's just all plastic stuff. Plastic and paper.
Come on, push one off the shelf for me.
It's so tight in here. Even with the door open, I can just feel like my walls are caving in. I just heard something moving there.
Pardon?
I just heard something moving. I don't know what else.
So you don't run away.
I need to get out for you to come in. I don't know. It's almost like I hear you being moved. Are you in here? Does it bother you that I'm in your space? holding cells is quite small. Did it bother you to hear other people doing things while you were in holding? You didn't tell me. I'll listen. Do you think you did anything wrong? How does the word innocent make you feel? People tell you you were lying? That you deserve to be here?
Who took their lives down here? Or who?
Well, Wes is inside of a cell where the most recent death was. A young man took his life. He hung himself in a cell. He told the guard the night before that he'd be out by morning, and in fact he was.
He was out by morning. And that's the name you don't bring up because his family's still around, right?
Yeah,
Okay.
so we can't publish it.
Okay.
He was just a young man. He was only in here for like misdemeanor stuff.
And took his own life.
Well, it's mental health.
Right. So,
He felt he was innocent over a misdemeanor? I mean,
well, obviously we don't know your name unless you give it to us this way. We know obviously you're frustrated and an incredibly tough time now. A lot of people are frustrated, but what drove you to do this? I mean, we got our friend Wes is sitting in the cell where you were that you ended your life. Can you contact him? Can you physically touch him? Make yourself see to him?
The skin is crawling in here, I'll tell you. Just crawling.
So I'll leave that over to you.
Recall when I spoke to the guard that I think he was an addict.
An addict.
I mean, his world must have been falling apart for him to, you know, make that decision to end his life.
So a couple years ago, this is after many years of, me having success in business and having many hobbies and interests. I got sick. Nobody seemed to care. No doctors seemed to care. And it got really frustrating. I wasn't in prison. I had researched all kinds of drugs that I could take to end it. Even down to like I'm on a sleeping medication, and I figured out how much of it I'd have to take to put me into respiratory failure because I was so sick, and everything in my life had changed, and I had no capacity to do anything. I mean, it still affects me to this day. I just manage it better. So I get that end of life frustration, but to go to that next stage of like you
It's the
plan.
most terrifying part.
Right. And I was at the stage where my family wasn't really a consideration in the matter. Because I thought I would be doing them a favor. That, just my sick ass being around. Now, I had attempted this before. I'm definitely what you consider a manic depressive. Or whatever other classification everybody gets put under. When I was 18 years old, I took about 100 antidepressants and put me into a coma and stopped my heart. So I did have that trigger when I was 18. So I guess I understand the young man and fueled and frustrated, and we would really like to have you show yourself to us or in some way, shape, or form. Being my friend sitting in front of me here, if you could share yourself with us right now, that would be really important. I'm not wanting it to show you up. I want to show you that we care. And Wes worked with prisoners, but not in a sense that he was punishing them, right? He is a very compassionate man, so you can be safe around him
safe around us.
Everybody goes through bad times and gets through them, and then your life gets better again. And sooner or later, you may go through a bad time again, but ending your life isn't the way to go.
No.
It's just crazy to think that, like, I wouldn't, and again, I don't like empathizing per se with inmates, but again, he was in for a misdemeanor, classified at the time, and I couldn't imagine being in that mental health state, being an addict, and now being in a prison cell, and knowing that, like he said, by the next day he wasn't going to be there, and he wasn't, because he already had that set in mind. So I think it's definitely a little tricky, especially to people who are beginning therapy.
I'll go in there.
Yeah, I'm getting nauseous.
Okay.
Like for me, that's real investigating, when you're able to show empathy, share sympathy, and share your own stories around the story of a spirit who may be your life. That's, no teams really do that I've seen it.
You come on to me. Don't feel unsafe. I've been doing this a very long time. And I'm around people that care about me, so I'm not worried. You could show me in some physical way. Tell you what, you probably don't necessarily want to be here. You know? So why don't you follow us into the next set of cells? Hey, oh man, wouldn't that drive you nuts to hear that? Keep going, man. You want to? Are you gonna cut all day?
I would fucking scream if I had someone doing that, and especially because there's four of us, I think, in here.
Yeah. Actually, this is the cell where, like, over the years I've been published, a lot of women come and say something's touching me in there.
Oh,
Really?
great.
But if you want to go deep inside and
Go on
sit
in.
down on a
But this is what I'm thinking, is that if you have
Go on in.
just one of you getting aggressive like that, and then the rest of them are not.
Right, but take a deep step.
Oh, I can't see.
While I keep talking, so we're just gonna keep talking about things that are going on. You keep filming her, and I'll just yap, okay? Because that's what I do.
The
You
fact
know-
is, like I have no movement. That's how tiny these
Well,
are.
too bad. Stay back there and shut up.
No, I'm gonna keep complaining. Get me the fuck out of this place!
Well, maybe you shouldn't have been an idiot.
I mean, think about it. Why do you think we sent you to a group home when you were a teenager? Because you're a fucking problem. So we've all had these issues. This is my daughter, and I sent her to live in a group home. Now, she's got a university degree and she's getting married and she owns a home. And she's only 23, which is something I've never accomplished in my life. So sometimes a little bit of tough love is okay.
Causing a disturbance while the other inmates are trying to sleep.
You're annoying.
Get down or you get
Get out. Good Lord, what a pain in the ass you are. Seriously, you wonder why you'd be behind bars?
I know. Chain me up, lock me up.
And why would a girl feel something in there?
She's vulnerable.
She's vulnerable, sure. Okay, so it's my daughter in there. You think you can put me through stress? She's literally locked in that cell. You can make contact with her. I'd appreciate it for research. Yeah, I'm putting my daughter out as a guinea pig. She's getting married in a couple weeks. You know, it's almost like you want to get to her before then. You make a difference in her life.
Sandy, did you make like kind of an Excel type stuff?
I heard that.
No.
I heard that.
Was it me after I stretched?
Yeah,
It's
no.
like a male type of, but I don't know if it came from like your throat.
Maybe it was
No.
John Haxel. John, was that you that just coughed?
It wasn't a cough, it was like a,
Yeah. Yeah, it was a
like
clearing. It was a.
Yeah, and it came from where Sandy, you are.
And,
Oh, catch me!
tell the story. Her older sister.
So I know Ruth would visit like the inmates. So you think she would like walk in here with like Felix and like start like singing to them?
Yeah, were you just humming, Fiona?
Yeah, that was right.
Okay.
I was trying to see if.
Would she actually be in the?
She would follow Felix around while he
Right.
did his rounds, so, because they lived here, so.
Yeah.
Of course, if she's home all day, she's bored,
Right.
and she probably wants to follow around the desk.
So would they be in the cells or in the common?
But
Wow.
in her time, you wouldn't have those crazy violent offenders, because they'd be sent to KP. They're only here if they were condemned, and they were here for their trial and their death,
Right.
right? Before that, they'd be at KP being held. So they come here just for the execution. They wouldn't be held here the whole time.
Huh.
Right?
So they're
Because
the heightened state of
you
their
were killed in your
emotion.
region where you committed your crime and where your family is.
Right.
So then if they're here while they're waiting, they'd be in a heightened state of emotion too.
You know, like the people who are held here, there's a lot of theft, more smaller type crimes.
Do you want a challenge?
What's that?
Is she really shut in there?
Yeah.
You want to put the camera on here? Are you open to a challenge?
What's this challenge? Are you
You
trying
want
to
to put the camera on here, and we're going to leave you in here.
Do you guys feel safe with me here? So if you're in here for something so trivial like misdemeanors, why did you do it? Were you craving attention? John, can you come let me out? I can hear something moving. Like immediately.
You want to spell now?
Yeah, I can feel something moving. You know I'm in here alone, don't you?
You want to talk about the cell right now?
Yes, please. As soon as I got alone. Yes.
Wait.
As soon as we got alone, you guys wanted to take advantage of that, right? You wanted that attention? You wanted that attention that badly, eh? You just had to wait till I was alone. Hi.
You.
As soon as I got alone, I could hear something moving in there. I started activating them.
Fiona, why did you want to be let out?
I just felt like I knew that if I kept going without anyone there, potentially things could have happened. And even if the camera's not there to witness it, if it's there, but it might not hear it. Whereas if other people are there, they can attest to it. And for personal comfort reasons, I guess.
Okay.
Okay, let's go.
Okay, let's play. We'd like to know, Narcissus, why did you do what you did? Tell you what, my daughter's right here next to me. And you took somebody's daughters, you raped them, and you killed them. And you hung for it. Do you believe that you...
Was it a power trip? Do you feel like you were better than these girls? Taking away their innocence? Did you need to take over them to make yourself feel better? Are you small
Why don't you come near us here? We got a device here that would show me that you're near us. I don't think you're tough enough. I don't think you're strong enough. You know, my wife is in the next cell over there. You can have a go at her.
Oh, you're innocent! Of course. You raped little children and thought you were innocent. That is hilarious.
Why don't you show us or prove to us your innocence? Talk to us. Say something. We have a machine that'll capture your voice.
Who did it instead of you? Or did you think that what you did was okay? We're seeing some fluctuating temperatures on the EDI.
Fluctuating temperatures on EDI?
Do you think what you did was normal and acceptable behavior?
Show us you're here.
Step out of your cell. Do it now.
You're not listening, Wes.
Do you want to spend some time in segregation? Then get out of your cell right now.
Fluctuating higher.
Temperature?
We've been off a degree. What, degree point one, sorry. We've gone from 71.8 to 72.1.
Okay, check your thermals.
Who is ever up here right now with us, I suggest you come out immediately. It wouldn't take me anything to put you in that cell downstairs with no light for 7 days. Honestly, how do you do something like that? What kind of a person does that to two little girls? Like, who are you? What are you?
I think that's the question. What?
Monster.
Has something possessed you to do that?
You took so much away from their families, their friends. You stripped them of their livelihood. They never got to have a life. All because of you.
What about Joseph Menard? I mean, Joseph, you hacked your wife with an axe, and then you tried to hack yourself and it failed,
Embarrassment.
and then you got a piece of metal and jammed it into your head and killed yourself. So, thank you. I mean, like, obviously, if you're that kind of person, it's okay that you ended. You, as we say these days, self-deleted, unalived, whatever those stupid terms mean. So you killed yourself. Was it out of shame that you cleaved your wife? Possibly.
I can literally feel something, like, in the doorway. Like, I can almost feel it, like, obviously not feel it, like, I can almost feel the presence of movement.
Were you on this side? Frederick Mann. You killed your employer. You killed a little girl. Young little killer. 17 years old. You're buried in the backyard. In the yard out there. Are you strong enough, spirit? Which one of you is strong enough?
No, there's definitely something bigger there.
Yeah? Something's moving in here. The only one up here that got hung that I feel sorry for is La Victoire. He was framed for a murder, an insurance murder, and he got hung. He didn't do it. They found later on. That does happen.
Oh, even now?
But he did associate with the guy who did it, so, you know. Here's the rule of that is, don't hang out with people that are bad. How's it going? Oh, you're walking out of it quick.
I'm just done there.
You're done in there. Something all of a sudden you felt different?
I've never felt this way in jail before. Last time was way different.
Should I go in there? Like, should I feel what you felt?
Go see.
What did you feel?
Well, go see, and then if you feel the same thing.
I can literally feel like the emanating movement in this cell. I can't hear it, but I can literally sense it and I can see it.
We're gonna see if he feels the same thing that I felt in there.
My chest feels so tight.
I feel hands on my back. Like pressure anyway. Like, it kind of almost feels like there's feet that are pushing me back out, you know?
Ew.
Like somebody's, it's a very small space, like I'm sitting on the edge of the bed and somebody's like pushing me off.
It's really cold hands.
Well, it's cold. I think it would be more feet, maybe, but. So, I'm gonna go back all the way. All the way. Well, that's far way back. Come on. So my wife felt cold hands. And I think I felt like almost like feet shoving me off the edge down there. I don't know who was in this cell. I know that there's Sister LaRoque who was here. And he raped and killed a couple of girls. Young girls. We're not here for the rest of the night. We're going to be done fairly soon. So if you want to show yourself, you could do it to me now.
You feel any certain emotion?
I just feel like
John, if you want to come in, situation.
I just
Huh?
heard something behind me.
Well, stop cowarding out.
I'm on camera.
This is all one.
Not supposed to be talking. Sounded like plates rattling or something like that.
Well, could that have been her rattling the door?
No, he was behind me, like towards the stairwell.
I'll go check it out.
The van would have been held on this side.
Oops, sorry.
This is like
EMF has taken a slight jump, but
I just feel my body.
it's been at 0.6 and it's at 0.9 now, so, but just,
And what was
Thank you.
the Rock's murder?
Fraud. Life insurance
oh, so he was Emmanuel's
fraud.
co-defendant type.
Oh, okay, so they were both in there together.
So he was the one that actually did it though, right? That was not a nice thing to do, to allow somebody to take the fall with it.
Oh, I think that William LaRoque was the most evil one out of them all. I mean, Frederick Mann, I think he just suffered from schizophrenia, mental health issues, and it ran in his family. His aunt was in an asylum in the UK. Really rough childhood. His father and his brother died by train. He lived at a whorehouse essentially growing up. He did petty crimes, and then he ran to Canada, stole someone's ID to come over here. And then they went to work for a family in Montreal, and then, they suspected him of attempting to poison that family.
EMF is jumping.
Then he came here to shoot the bomb out, and he committed that crime for the Cook family.
EMF has jumped from a 0.6 to a 2.9.
And
It's back down, but
And he signed his last letter to his mother, who never got the letter because she died before it would have got there. A wicked boy. So I call him the wicked boy.
Ambient temperature fluctuating. We're not here all night. Want you to talk to us. Give us your final message. Plead your
Plead your case.
innocence, you know. How about you, Clement?
Somebody just whispered.
No. I didn't. No. How about you, Clement?
Shadow man. Somebody just whispered.
No. I didn't. No.
Do you want to unlatch me?
Don't leave her in.
I don't think she's even latched. Maybe unlatched. This door annoys me.
We're about to lock up the cells for the night. Does anybody want to come forward? You on the other side, come over here. Come on, it's time to lock up. Come on.
Every time Wes yells
Yeah,
like this,
he's really aggravating them.
it's like I get a flu of voices in my head. And I don't know if it's just
He's
me
he's saying.
or like.
The
But it's
more you
like,
do this, the more in touch you get with the other side.
Time to lock up, let's go. Bedtime, lights out. You want me to come down and get you? Come up here right now! Get your ass up here!
Oh, shut up, Screw!
Come on, death row guys, you're just a bunch of cowards.
What was that?
I heard that.
I heard a totally different noise.
I heard that.
Honestly,
I heard like a...
oh, you
Good
think
thing,
you're
right?
tough shit,
Right.
don't
Yeah.
you?
I
You're
like
fucking
romance.
cowards is all you are. You're pieces of shit.
Feels so tight in here, you know.
Whatever with the fucking screw! Shut your fucking pie hole! Go home to your fucking comfortable bed. Shut up.
My comfortable bed?
Yeah.
I don't have a comfortable bed. I get paid shit. You have it better in here than I do. So get back in there and lie down.
Okay, so you might hear me doing some yelling, okay? I'll yell back and forth with Wes. Oh, I'm a goof.
You have no idea, man. He's gonna get you in your sleep.
Well, you can kiss some steel. Why don't you come up with something original, you goof?
You won't even fucking see it coming, man. You won't even see it coming.
I detect movement over here. There's boxes falling over or something. Just for the camera.
Probably because you're chicken shit.
Yeah. You just keep talking. And whatever it is will come over to you.
Yeah, well, those fucking boxes aren't gonna hurt you, you pussy. Leaving myself open here. We're leaving ourselves open, and there's nothing. Come on! Bring it on! Let's be happy! Let's be happy! Yeah! Woo-hoo-hoo! Yeah!
Come on! Be happy, show the happy! Sing a happy song! Sounds like a pretty dumb happy song, but it's happy. They gotta hate laughter too.
This was the original gallows. So people hung here, hung by their neck.
In this room?
No, like this is built on.
Okay, sorry.
Yeah, this was an addition,
Okay.
but the
I was
the
like,
original
hang on.
gallows was here.
I'm just a little tired.
How do you feel about that? Do you feel your neck?
Tightening? Sorry, what was that?
That was me,
I know, but I'm questioning why you made that sound.
because we did.
Yeah, I don't think that's quite the sound you'd make when you're hanging.
It's funny,
I
you
don't
know,
think they're moaning, but.
sometimes it seems like this place kind of goes to sleep too. It's quiet right now, but I want,
You okay?
So tiny.
The door is open outside, but.
I'm good.
all right. Well,
It sounded good.
Like, expecting to see some, like, running demon or something, like,
No, I heard something.
over him. He goes outside.
Are we going outside?
I guess so.
what?
Lasted 1 whole second and the gallows.
That's the noise I heard.
On that.
Is that mat?
There's also that.
That mat is the sound I heard that made me jump.
So we have to remember that we had the mat
And
and the door knocking when I was in the can. But it's okay because the
They
gallows,
host events here, right? That's why
yeah, the gallows is right there. And right here is where Frederick Mann and Larry Flower and those guys are all buried. So that, right under here. We're outside. Come and meet one of us. I know that's not the real gallows.
What was that? Oh, it's
My flashlight.
no, the HVAC turning on. I'm so unentered.
This was the gallows where you hung. And now you're buried right here. 4 of you, side by side. 2 are over in a cornfield. 4 of you are right here. The Victoire is buried here. Boyette is buried here. Man is buried here. The other gentleman, I forget the name. Sorry if that disrespects you. That was a bug. All the razor wire everywhere. Probably thought about getting out. I guess this was your yard. We're pretty much done investigating, so if you talk to us, I thank you for that, but and if what we said offended you, c'est la vie. I'm gonna sit here. Ugh. It's this wall that's falling apart. You touch my hand?
my hand that's touching the earth that you are held in. I think you've all gone to sleep. All right, well, it's been a pretty good night. We've got all kinds of wonderful activity. Some things moving around, some knocking on doors. Sandy just heard like something on that mat while we were out here. So lots of like almost playful energy too. Like maybe, I don't know. Hopefully we get some EVPs out of this one. And it was great as always to work with you, and most enjoyable to scream back and forth from jail cells, man.
Yeah, thanks for having me along. And yeah, we certainly got the place charged upstairs, and even Elliot there, he's a little bit leery about being on his own up there.
Oh, we'll have to stay with him while he packs up.
Okay.
It's great. It was a really, really great investigation where we had lots of like good, honest, sincere conversation, and hopefully that pulls the best out of it.
Absolutely, it was a great night.
Huh?